Welcome to this lesson where we're going to discuss letter writing, which is lesson 2. In the previous lesson, we looked at how to write a formal letter. So we're going to continue with the same, where we're going to discuss two types of formal letters, which is the letter to the editor and the letter of complaint. We're going to start with letter to the editor. What is letter to the editor? So this is a letter you write with the intention of having it on a newspaper or magazine. It is addressed to someone entitled the editor. So if you want to write something that should be published in a magazine or newspaper, when you write your letter, you have to address it to someone called the editor. This person called the editor is going to receive your letter. Then of course they are going to look at the English, they may change it a bit and see if it's okay, if it can be published on their paper or magazine. Okay, so we always send to the editor. Okay, so how do you know that if a question comes, how do you tell that it's a letter to the editor? Of course, they may state that write something to be published in a magazine or in the newspaper or in the journal, which talks about this and that. Of course, they'll give you the points. So your job is just to make sure that you put the points in a way they make sense. Okay. So when you know that whatever you're about to write has to be published somewhere, you have to write to the editor. So here is a sample exam question. There's a plan for a modern highway to be built. A highway is a road, okay? You learn that it will pass very close to your school. In class, you discuss arguments for and against the road, meaning that you discuss the points that supports the idea of constructing such a highway and the points that are against that idea. Okay, so after doing this discussion in class, the question goes, oh, actually, I stopped somewhere. Just a minute. I stopped somewhere here. As a contribution to the public discussion of the project, you are asked to write a letter to a newspaper giving the views of your class. So you know that you are writing a letter to the newspaper. So your letter is going to be published. Therefore, it's letter to the editor. Using the following notes and adding details of your own, write a letter to the newspaper about 250 to 350 words in length, either in favor of or against the project. In your letter, show that you have considered points of view which do not support your side of the argument and explain why these arguments are outweighed. Okay, so always when, of course, you want to write a letter to the editor, which of course are like this, where there are some points which are supporting some idea or some project. Note that the people going to be reading your newspaper may have the opposite views. They can ask, what about this? What about that? But you won't be there to respond. So you have to consider what other people may say. For example, if you're supporting that the road should be constructed, you ask yourself, why are some people saying the road should not be constructed? That's the reason why here they said you discuss arguments for and against the roads. So if you are supporting the construction of the roads, of course, you have to use the points that are for. Then these points which are against, you know that there are people who may say the opposite things or who may say things that are against the project. So you need to mention those negative things as well, those ideas that are against the side you're supporting. But of course, you have to explain. For example, you can say, or others are saying that this, but this can be solved by this. Okay, So you have to say your side, which you're supporting, and also the other side, but you need to justify why the other side might not be correct. Okay? Or maybe how to solve certain issues that the other side might be bringing out. Okay? I'm sure you can understand better with an example. So these are the points, reasons for the road. So these are the points that support the road. 1, it's easier for everyone to get school. 2, access to other schools is going to be improved. 3, mail and supplies will arrive quicker. 4, it will bring trade and employment in the area. 5, it will benefit nearly everybody. Then reasons against the road. So 1, it's dangerous. 2, it's noisy. Maybe the construction of the road is noisy, or maybe the usage of the roads as cars are passing there and they are going to be making noise. Okay, and it may end up spoiling the area. Okay, so some people may be saying these are the disadvantages of building a road. Okay, so in your letter to the editor, you have to write the advantages and also the disadvantages, but maybe you can even say ways in which they can be solved. Okay, or at least make to write that if there are ways that should be looked into to solve these problems, then those ways should be looked into. Okay. Okay, and finally will benefit only a few people. Some people can say, no, this road is going to benefit only these people go to school, but us who don't go to school, it won't benefit us, so you need to address that. So of course, just like any letter, informal letter, you start with your address this side. Of course, it's not clear there, but I'm sure you'll be able to see the other things. So Bugam Tuitions, PO Box, of course, it's they are small. Hope you can see. Lusaka, 28th February 2015, the date. Of course, there should be a line here, but because of space, I have been left line, but there should be a line between the address and the date. Then we'll go to the editor. So it is always the editor. Okay, the editor, the title of the person who's going to receive your letter, Daily Mail, private bag, or PO box, whichever, Lusaka. Okay, so the name of the company is Daily Mail. Next, we write Dear Sir stroke Madam if we don't know, of course. Okay, reference building a modern highway. You need to give your letter a title, building a modern highway. Okay, so start with the introduction as usual. With reference to the plan of building a highway which appeared in the Daily Mail newspaper dated 3rd February 2024, we would like to express our stance on the issue. Okay, our stance on the issue. Who are you? Okay, so the next paragraph says, we would like first to extend our gratitude for such a wonderful gesture this project conveys. For a long time now, moving from our school to our homes and neighboring schools has not been easy, but this project assures us that it will soon be a thing of the past. So this is the point I got from those points we were given. Okay, and the point was it will make moving to school easy. Okay, so this is one of the points I got. Then I did, these are my own words. Okay, so of course I skipped main points, but in conclusion, you write, our class is urging all members of the public and the stakeholders to support this noble cause, as it will benefit the community in ways we can only imagine. Okay, so I skipped main points due to space, yeah, but I wanted to be I'll see you in the next lesson.